portrayals in Hollywood that sit at the intersection of the Black diaspora and queer identity. Now you recognize Bre-Z and Royal Ivy King from the All-American franchise. We have Jordan Cooper joining us a bit later, who is active not only on FX Pose, is also a writer and co-creator of the Miss Pat Show. And of course we have Wayne Brady, who you know from everything, but now stepping into the reality realm with the Family Remix. Thank you all for joining us today. All right. Royal Bre-Z will kick things off with you. In each of your roles on the All-American franchise, you are showcasing a side of the Black experience and of the queer experience that isn't always portrayed without bias and stereotypes, especially on network television. As actors carrying representation for two marginalized groups at the same time, how do you approach roles that you portray with that intersectionality mindset?
Well, I personally, stepping into the roles, I like to have a conversation about how are you seeing it. And based on my experience, a lot of these roles are either misrepresented or just not represented. You know what I mean? So for me, stepping into this, I was able to have a conversation with my showrunner and, just be real about what it is. Like, we're not going to portray this character as some sex crazed, hardcore, I want to be a man. Like, we just not gonna do that, So for me, it was just having an open dialogue with my writers and just being honest with myself about what it is to be me.
Yeah, I would say this season, I really learned that representation can change. And your idea of who you're representing and what you're representing can change. There was a moment before we started shooting season 3 where I had a phone call with my showrunner, because in season 1 and 2, we had this idea that for Nate, we really wanted her to be a person that just so happened to be queer. Because the idea was, let's push it forward. Let's start to talk about the world as we see it moving. And then at one point, I remember I got a few emails from fans, parents specifically, that were asking, I think my child is transitioning before me and I don't know what to do. I think this is happening and I'm asking for your thought and your input. And then when me and MK spoke, I told her, I said, I think we gotta switch this up. I think we have this really cool opportunity to not just present this moment in which we are portraying a character that we want to see the future of, but also portraying a character that people can take things right now, and that those kind of questions can be answered. And so this season, we actually have a really cool moment where we kind of break down and talk about what a non-binary person goes through, and specifically telling the stories that we were hearing non-binary voices deliver online, on social media, and podcasts and whatnot, and start to bring that to the screen, because at the end of the day, amplifying those voices is the entire point.
Agreed, 100%. Now, Wayne, you're providing representation in a different way by opening up the cameras to your real life. So after coming out as a member of the LGBT community last year, what has been the biggest challenge for you stepping out of playing a role and kind of stepping into just showing yourself on camera?
It's hard enough to be yourself just in life, right? Just daily, life is hard. Then you add, you're trying to be yourself on camera, which you're always a heightened version of anyway. So I think the challenge for me was, I wanted to seek some authenticity and transparency, not for the show, because the show was following myself and my family. So I wasn't doing it, oh, now we got a camera, let me make this statement for the camera. It was what I was willing to share, and was I really ready to do it? Because that's not a role. It is what it is. So I took that step and I said, okay, I am willing to share it. So in using the show as the platform, what I'm hoping is to accomplish a few things. A, letting the people that have followed me and seen me do these things, give them a glimpse into my life. B, also be very authentic so that I can go from the sidelines with the LGBTQ plus community and go and really play an authentic role on the team to move forward the things that that I think need to be moved forward. And then also the representation of, I don't know what this is supposed to look like. When someone says, oh, so you look gay. When you grow up, you know what I mean? When someone said, oh, you look sweet. Well, what does that mean? I'll still beat your ass. So even what does that represent? What does pansexual, what does bisexual look like? Those are questions that I had to ask me. I had to find the answers for me so that then I could turn around and try to give answers to other people watching, not just children or teens, which I've gotten emails from teens, kids in theater saying, oh, you know, I heard your story, I feel like you. But you know what? Grown men and women, 40, 45, 50, late in life, living with these secrets that they're deciding that they want to share these things. So those were all the things that I had to do at once, because it wasn't a character. So I had to say, what's the character of Wayne? It's like, what do you represent? So it's an ongoing discussion in terms of how I situate myself, how I can help, how I can be part of the family and the team, and how I can do so honestly. That's it.
Well said. Which kind of leads to the next question, because in these roles, or in your reality TV show, you all, on top of being actors or entertainers, you're acting as educators for a lot of people who maybe don't really know what non-binary is. They don't know what pansexual is, so you're teaching them through these roles. Do you feel like an extra weight of responsibility to kind of do that representation properly for people who, you know, claim that they don't know anybody that lives these lifestyles, or they don't understand these lifestyles, things like that nature?
Educating, you mean educating by living it?
Pretty much. You're by living it, by portraying, well, living and portraying.